Shri Padmatmane Namaham. Namaste devotees and Jai Sita Ram. I'd like to welcome each and every one of you to our Sunday morning satsang. This is beautiful February 6, 2022. The sun here in Georgia is out, it's shining, it is bright and beautiful today. The rain has passed. But as we continue on with our prayers and with our service for today, the devotees, I ask that you join together with me as we chant and sing this very beautiful bhajan together, as we prep our minds and relax ourselves for our Sunday morning service. स्वागत सब जन इस मंदिर हो, भक्ति की स्वाति की धार, सुंदर सुमधुर गान हमारो, रंजन सब नर नार, ईश सगुण निरंगुण विनाशी, मात पिता रुयार, ईश सगुण निरंगुण विनाशी, मात पिता रुयार, तोरे भाई हम वास्त सदाई, तोरे भाई हम वास्त सदाई, तार हमें संसार, स्वागत समझन इस मंदिर, भक्ति की स्वाति की धार, सुंदर सुमधुर गान हमारो, रंजन सब नर नार, तीर्थ माया गोद लगावे, पुण्य परिसार, तीर्थ माया गोद लगावे, पुण्य परिसार, संगति संतन नीम चलावे, संगति संतन नीम चलावे, शोभन सब व्यवहार, स्वागत सब जन इस मंदिर हो, भक्ति की स्वाति की धार, सुंदर सुमधुर गान हमार, रंजन सब नर नार, रंजन सब नर नार, रंजन सब नर नार. At this time, devotees, I ask that you join together with me now as you go ahead and clasp your hands and close your eyes. With your hands clasped and your eyes closed, I want you to take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, relax your spine, your shoulders, relax your neck, your forehead, relax your entire body. Eliminate all negative thoughts, all thoughts from your mind. And at this time, choose a form of Bhagwan that's most pleasing to you, one that will help you focus on Bhagwan. And join together with me as we chant our opening praise. Om Hari Om Hari Om Hari Om Hari Om. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnata Purnamudachyate, Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate, Ishavasyam Idam Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyanjana, Tena Tyaktina Bhunjita Magruddhakasya Svidhanam. Om Sahana Avatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvina Vadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahe. Hari Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Hari Om. As we continue on with our prayers, we all chant together the most powerful mantra in this universe. We join together as we chant the Gayatri mantra. Om Agakshe Varade Devi Akshare Brahmnoharini Gayatri Jagat Matar Vishwayoni Namostute Om Bhuri Bhuva Swaha तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् हरि ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम प्रेम से बोलो गायत्री माता की जय As we continue on praying, devotees, we offer obediences to that remover and destroyer of all obstacles in our life and in this universe. We join together as we offer praise to Lord Ganesh. Om Shri Ganapataye Namaha. Om Jananam Bhuta Ganadhisevitam Kapita Jambu Palacharamaksham Umasutam Shoka Vinashakarikam Namami Viganesh Varapada Pankajam Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirviganam Kurmi Deva Sarvakarishu Sarvada Om Raksha Raksha Gana Raksha Raksha Trilokya Rakshakara Bhaktanam Bhayam Karatha Trata Bhava Bhavaranavar Om Shriman Mahaganadipataye Namah Prem se bolo Ganesh Bhagwan ki jai. Before we continue on with any further prayers, devotees, at the beginning of every month, I like to ensure that we do some additional prayers and sing an additional song for Lord Ganesh. As we proceed within this month, we ask Lord Ganesh to remove any obstacles in our way, physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, so that this month may be successful for each and every one of us. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Deva Mata Jaki Parvati Pita Mahade Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Deva Mata Jaki Parvati Pita Mahadeva Aladavan Kambhoga Lage Santa Kari Seva Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Deva Mata Jaki Parvati Pita Mahadeva Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Deva Mata Jaki Parvati Pita Mahadeva Ekarantanayavanत चार मुझ भारी मात के सिंदूर सोए सके सवारी दुखियों के दुख हरत परमानंद देवा जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा माता जाकी पार्वती पिता महादेवा अन्नन को आंख देते कुरियन को काया भंजन की पुत्र देते निर्धन को माया भव से पर करो नाथ भजन करो तेरा जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा माता जाकी पार्वती पिता महादेवा जो तेरा ध्यान करो ज्ञान मिले उसको छोड़ तुझे और भल जाऊं मैं किसको हे देवा कृपा करो कष्ट हरो मेरा जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा माता जाकी पार्वती पिता महादेवा जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा माता जाकी पार्वती पिता महादेव लड़वन को भूख लगे संत करे सेवा जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा माता जाकी पार्वती पिता महादेव जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा माता जाकी पार्वती पिता महादेवा माता जाकी पार्वती पितामहारे वा माता जाकी पार्वती पितामहारे वा। ओम श्रीमन महागणाधिपते नमः। ओम प्रेम से बोल गणेश भगवान की जय। Devotees, yesterday on the Hindu calendar marked a period known as Saraswati Jayanti. We also refer to it as Basant Panchami. It's also a time where we plant Holika. But at this time, we recognize during Saraswati Jayanti that mother of knowledge and learning was created. She manifested in this universe. That mother of wisdom and clarity of mind. That mother who granted us the ability to think for ourselves, to interpret information, and to continue to analyze and process everything that comes our way. With her guidance and with her blessing, devotees, we're able to learn as students, we're able to thrive as adults, and we're able to understand the world around us, so that way we can live at peace and attain salvation. As we continue on with our prayers, we offer obediences to that mother. As we do every year in Saraswati Jayanti, we offer prayers to Saraswati Mata. Om Saraswati Mahabhange Vidye Kamala-lochine Vidyarupe Vishalakshi Vidyamnehi Namostute. Om Saraswati Namastubhyam Varere Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhiram Bhavatu Me Sada Siddhiram Bhavatu Me Sada. Om Mahasaraswati Namaha. Rather than saving this for after all of our prayers, devotees, I want to thank Neela, all the way down in Trinidad, for recording and making a very beautiful bhajan for us for Mother Saraswati, a Saraswati Mother prayer. We're going to pan over to listen to that prayer, and then we'll continue on with the rest of our prayers. But to Neela, thank you so much for recording and sending this in for us to listen to.
शारदे वरदे मा वरतु दे दे वरतु दे दे शारदे वरदे मा वरतु दे दे अक्षररूपिणि ज्ञानदायिनि अक्षररूपिणि ज्ञानदायिनि नारारूपिणि तु ब्रह्माणि नारारूपिणि तु ब्रह्माणि शारदे वरदे मा वरतु दे दे वरतु दे दे शब्दरूप तु शास्त्ररूप तु शब्दरूप तु शास्त्ररूप तु विद्यादायिनि हे वाणी विद्यादायिनि हे वाणी शारदे वरदे मा वरतु दे दे वरतु दे दे मंत्ररूप तु तंत्ररूप तु मंत्ररूप तु तंत्ररूप तु निगमागमगन साररूप तु निगमागमगन साररूप तु शारदे वरदे मा वरतु दे दे वरतु दे दे महुरगीत तु मंजुभास्य तु महुरगीत तु मंजुभास्य तु वीणादारिणि विधिविलास तु वीणादारिणि विधिविलास तु शारदे वरदे मा वरतु दे दे वरतु दे दे हरिहर सुर नर सकल दारिता हरिहर सुर नर सकल दारिता साधु सजनों से करे प्रीत साधु सजनों से करे प्रीत शारदे वरदे मा वरतु दे दे वरतु दे दे श्वेत वस्त्रधर श्वेत कमल पर श्वेत वस्त्रधर श्वेत कमल पर बैठी माता पाप दूर कर बैठी माता पाप दूर कर शारदे Varade ma varatu de de. Varatu de de. कुबुधिनाशिनि कामितदायिनि कुबुधिनाशिनि कामितदायिनि मङ्गलरूपिणि सीद भवानि मङ्गलरूपिणि सीद भवानि शारदे वरदे मा वरतु दे दे वरतु दे दे मन में डोले हंस वाहिनी मन में डोले हंस वाहिनी सच्चिदानंदा गिरिवाणी सच्चिदानंदा गिरिवाणी शारदे वरदे माँ वरतु दे दे वरतु दे दे शारदे वरदे माँ वरतु दे दे वरतु दे दे.
Once again, we'd like to thank Neela for that beautiful bhajan from Mother Saraswati. For those of you who don't know, Neela is the, I believe, younger sister of our own Nirmala, who is the wife of my brother. And she lives down in Trinidad with her husband. So she recorded that. I believe her and her sister got the presentation together so that way we can see the words and hear the translation and understand the translation together. So to Neela, again, thank you so much for recording that and sending that in for us to listen to. Om Prem se Bolo Saraswati Mata ki Jai. As we continue on, devotees, we offer prayers and obediences to that universal mother and that destroyer of all evils in our life. We offer prayers to Adi Shakti and Durga Mata. Om Jayandi Mangala Kali Mhandra Kali Kapalini Durga Kshama Shiva Dhatri Swaha Swadhana Mostute Jetwan Devi Chamunde Jeputharate Niharadini Jai Sarvagati Devi Kale Ratrena Mostute Adevi Sarvabhuteshu Vishnu Maiti Shamdita Namastasye 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 Namo Namaya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Buddhi Rupena Samstita Namastasye, Namastasye, Namastasye Namo Namaya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Lakshmi Rupena Samstita Namastasye, Namastasye, Namastasye Namo Namaya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita Namastasye, Namastasye, Namastasye Namo Namaya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shraddha Rupena Samstita Namastasye, Namastasye, Namastasye Namo Namaya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shanti Rupena Samstita Namastasye, Namastasye, Namastasye Namo Namaya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Pushti Rupena Samstita Namastasye, Namastasye, Namastasye Namo Namaya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Jaya Rupena Samstita Namastasye, Namastasye, Namastasye Namo Namah. As we pray to Mother Durga devotees, O Durga Mata, Thou art the universal mother, and we, your children, worship you in many forms. O Ma, we see you as Buddhi, wisdom, Lakshmi, prosperity, Shakti, energy, Shraddha, faith, Shanti, peace, Tushti, contentment, and Daya, compassion. And as we pray to you, Ma, we chant Namastasye, 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 Namo Namaha. We bow to thee again and again. Devotees, we offer prayers to Mother Durga in the form of the Universal Mother. Matri Rupe. Ya Devi Sarvam Bhuteshu Matri Rupena Samstita Namastasye, Namastasye, Namastasye Namo Namah. Dehi Saubhagyam Narogyam Dehi Me Paramam Sukham Rupam Nehi Jayam Nehi Yashu Nehi Dvasho Jahi. Om Mahatundurghaya Namo Namah. Prem Swarwadi Shakti Durga Mata ki Jai. As we continue on with our prayers and with we offer obediences to the most influential beings in our life. We offer prayers to the Navgraha Devata, or translated into English, the 9 planets. Om Navgraha Devataya Namaham. Haram Hamurari Stripura Hari Bhanu Shishibo Mesuto Modhascham Bhuruscha Shukraha Shanirahu Keto Sarvagraha Shanti Karam Bhavantu Sarvagraha Shanti Karam Bhavantu. As we continue on with our prayers to the Navgraha Devata, with today being Sunday or Ravivar, we join together in offering prayers to that sustainer of all life on this planet, and that being that exists in the form of the sun. We offer prayers to Surya Narayan Bhagavan. Om Suryaya Namah, 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 Suryaya Namah. Adideva Namastubhyam Prasiddha Mama Bhashkaram Bhivakaramastubhyam Prabhakar Namostute Suryaya Namah, Suryaya Namah, Suryaya Namah, Suryaya Namah. Om Prem Sabro Navgraha Devata ki jai, Prem Sabro Surya Narayan Bhagavan ki jai. As we continue on, devotees, we offer prayers to that sustainer of all things dharmic, all things righteous in this universe. We offer prayers to Lord Vishnu. Om Shantakaram Jagashayaram Padmanabham Surisham Vishwadharam Gagan Sadrasham Meghuvaranam Shubhangam Om Lakshmi Kantam Kamalanayaram Yogi Bhira Dhyanagam Vande Vishnu Bhavamaya Haram Sarvaloke Kanatam Om Shankha Chakram Sakiritha Kundhalam Sapita Vastram Sarasiruhekshanam Sahara Vakshasala Shobhikostubha Shriyam Namami Vishnu Shirasa Chaturmujam Namami Vishnu Shirasa Chaturmujam Prem se bolo Vishnu Bhagwan ki jai. And finally, devotees, we offer prayers to that universal Father and that universal Guru. We offer prayers to that destroyer of all evils in our life and in this universe. We join together as we offer prayers to Lord Shiva. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Karupurang Karunavataram Samsara Saram Mujagindraharam Saravasantam Hirdayardavane Bhavam Bhavani Sahitam Namami Bhavam Bhavani Sahitam Namami. Brahmamurari Surarchitalingam Nirmalabhasika Shobhitalingam Janama Jadu Avinashakalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Devamuni Praravarchitalingam Kamanaham Karunakaraningam Ravanadharipavinashanalingam Tatpranamami Sada Shivalingam Tatpranamami Sada Shivalingam Sarvasubhanni Sulepithalingam Vardhan Karanalingam प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं तत् प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं कनकमहामणिभूषितलिङ्गं फणिपतिवेष्टितशोभितलिङ्गं भक्षसुयज्ञविनाशनलिङ्गं तत् प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं तत् प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं कुङ्कुमचन्दनलेपितलिङ्गं पङ्कजहारसुशोभितलिङ्गं संशितपापविनाशनलिङ्गं तत् प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं तत् प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं देवगणार्चितसेवितलिङ्गं भयवरभक्तिभिरेव च लिङ्गं दिनकरकोटिप्रभाकरलिङ्गं तत् प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं तत् प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् अष्टदलोपरिवेष्टितलिङ्गं सर्वसमुद्भवकारणलिङ्गम् अष्टधरीन्द्रविनाशितलिङ्गं तत् प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं सुरगुरुसुरपूजितलिङ्गं सुरवनपुष्पसदार्चितलिङ्गं परं परमात्मकलिङ्गं तत् प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं तत् प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं तत् प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् ॐ लिङ्गष्टकमिदं पुण्यं यः पतेः शिवसन्निधां शिवलोकमवाप्नोति शिवेन सह मोदते ॐ नमः शिवाय. Devotees, many of you may have already heard from news sources that have been published since last night. I got news this morning that the great nightingale herself, Lata Mangeshkar, passed away sometime yesterday or sometime over the night. This next prayer we offer devotees is for those who are suffering from various illnesses, diseases, injuries, and ailments. We ask for a full and speedy recovery. But for those who are moving from this world to the next, we ask that they have a smooth and tranquil transition. For those of you who can't think of anybody, I ask that you keep Lata Mangeshkar in your mind, as she has influenced so many of us in the way that we worship, in the way that we sing, and in the way that we practice our lives in Sanatana. Think of her soul. And for anybody who else you may know who have made transition, think of their soul, so that their passage may be smooth and as tranquil as possible. As we join together and pray. Om Rayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushniwardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandanatam Mrityurmukshyo Mamrutat Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushniwardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandanatam Mrityurmukshyo Mamrutat Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushniwardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandanatam Mrityurmukshyo Mamrutat Om Ganganapati Namaha Om Kartikeya Namaha Om Nandishwaraya Namaha Om Vasukiye Namaha Om Shri Samba Sadha Shivaya Namaha Om Prem Sabra Shiva Shankar Bhagwan ki Jai. Devotees, before we continue on with our sermon and with our Guru prayer for today, I once again want to thank a few folks for sending in bhajans for us to listen to for our Sunday morning satsang. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to Uncle Walter and Auntie Sarani for recording a bhajan and sending it in for us to listen to. I got theirs earlier on this week, so thank you to you both for sending that in. And then, as I mentioned earlier, Neela had actually sent something in for Mother Saraswati, but as well as her, sorry, I said that all wrong, Neela as well as her brother Nicholas Dasrath, who both live in Trinidad, recorded another very beautiful bhajan for us to listen to with the great musical stylings of Dr. Danny Sukai in the background as well. So to the three of you, thank you so much for recording something and sending it in for us to listen to. We'll move on over to listen to those very beautiful bhajans, and we'll continue back on with a Guru prayer, followed by our sermon for today.
सरस सुपावना शक्ति है तेजो मैया पार हे आनंद स्वरूपिणी मम हृदय करो जियार जय माँ जगदम्बिके जय जय जगजननी माँ जगदम्बिके जय जय जगजननी माँ क्या मन हरना सुहाया है क्या मन हरना सुहाया है वारो सब कुछ माँ चरणों पर वारो सब कुछ माँ चरणों पर मेरे मन कोई भाया है जगदम्बिके जय जय जगजननी माँ हे माँ हे माँ हे माँ हे माँ श्री राम तू ही श्री कृष्ण तू ही दुर्गा काली श्री राधा तू हे माँ हे माँ हे माँ ब्रह्मा विष्णु शिव शंकर में ब्रह्मा विष्णु शिव शंकर में तेरा ही तेज समाया है तेरा ही तेज समाया है जगदम्बिके जय जय जगजननी माँ जगदम्बिके जय जय जगजननी माँ हे माँ हे माँ हे माँ हे माँ मैं हूँ पाऊँ तुमसे पाऊँ दुर्गा दे उसमें हर्षाऊँ हे माँ हे माँ हे माँ कुछ रहे न मेरा अपनापन मैंने सर्वा चढ़ाया है मैंने सर्वा चढ़ाया है जगदम्बिके जय जय जगजननी माँ जगदम्बिके जय जय जगजननी माँ क्या मन हरना सुहाया है क्या मन हरना सुहाया है जगदम्बिके जय जय जगजननी माँ जय जय 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 माँ Jai Jai Ma, Jai Jai Ma, Jai Jai Ma, Jai Jai Ma.
Guru Charanana Manalaga Lagare Guru Charanana Manalaga Guru Charanana Manalaga Lagare Guru Charanana Manalaga Janam Janam Ka Soya Paramana Janam Janam Ka Soya Paramana Shabad Sunat Abjaga Jagare Shabad Sunat Abjaga Guru Charanana Manalaga Lagare Guru Charanana Manalaga Mata Pita Dhan Kutumbak Bandhan Mata Pita Dhan Kutumbak Bandhan Tuta Jok Chadaga Lagare Tuta Jok Chadaga Guru Charanana Manalaga Lagare Guru Charanana Manalaga Bahut Kripa Kari Guru Sarvopari Bahut Kripa Kari Guru Sarvopari Moha Mahani Shivaga Bhagare Moha Mahani Shivaga Guru Charanana Manalaga Lagare Guru Charanana Manalaga Guru Maraganita Chalat Chalat Chita Guru Maraganita Chalat Chalat Chita Guru Padanidhi Paya Re Anand Nija Umadaya Aya Re Samvit Sukha Parapaya Paya Re Samvit Sukha Parapaya Guru Charanana Manalaga Lagare Guru Charanana Manalaga Guru Charanana Manalaga Lagare Guru Charanana Manalaga.
Once again, I'd like to thank Uncle Walter and Auntie Sarani for sending in that first bhajan for us to listen to. And then I want to thank Neela, Nicholas, as well as Dr. Danny Sukai for that second bhajan with all the music in it as well. It was a true blessing to hear all of you, and I want to thank you all so much for sending in something for all of our devotees to listen to and to focus on as we continue our regular Sunday morning services virtually. Devotees, for anybody who would like to also send something in as well, you're more than welcome to. You can send it in via email to me at shivshaktimandirga@gmail.com. Again, that's shivshaktimandirga@gmail.com. If you have my personal email, you can send it there. Or if you want to text something to me, you can text it to me and I can figure out a way to get it to the computer for all of us to listen to. But you're more than welcome to do that. For those of you who continue to do that week in and week out, thank you so much for your continued support. And thank you for spreading the words of Sanatana Dharma towards everyone who is watching and listening. As we continue on with our prayers, devotees, I ask that you all join together with me now if you have a guru, as we offer a prayer to our guru. If you do not have a guru in your life, I ask that you take a form of Bhagwan that's most pleasing to you. or Lord Shiva as the universal Guru in your mind, and join together with me as we offer prayer to Guru and pray. Om Guru de Brahma, Guru de Vishnu, Guru de Deo Maheshwara, Guru de Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaham. Om Dhyana Moolam Guru Murti Puja Moolam Guru Param Mantra Moolam Guru Bhakyam Moksha Moolam Guru Kripa Prem se Guru Devo ki jai. Bhagavatam Puran Srimad Bhagavatam Puran Bhagavatam Puran Srimad Bhagavatam Puran Bhagavatam Shri Bhagavatam Srimad Bhagavatam Puran Bhagavatam Shri Bhagavatam Srimad Bhagavatam Puran Bhagavatam Puran Srimad Bhagavatam Puran Bhagavatam Shri Bhagavatam Srimad Bhagavatam Puran Bhagavatam Shri Bhagavatam Srimad Bhagavatam Puran Bhagavatam Puran Srimad Bhagavatam Puran Srimad Bhagavatam Puran Srimad Bhagavatam Puran. Devotees, last week when we were continuing on with our sermons from the Srimad Bhagavad Puran, we had just entered into chapter 6 of the Srimad Bhagavad Puran. Chapter 6 is known as a chapter of the conversation between Narad Muni and Vyasadeva. And in this conversation, you hear Narad being asked by Vyasadeva how he became to be, how he was managed to end up living his life as he had done so. And Narad went into the story of his childhood and how his mother fell ill and he had to go on a pilgrimage. And as he went on that pilgrimage, ultimately he went to a banyan tree, and under the banyan tree, he sat down, he meditated, and he got a glimpse of Bhagwan. All of his thinking, all of his feeling as he was focusing on that Supreme Personality transformed into transcendental love. In eagerness, tears rolled down his cheeks as he saw the Lord appealing, but he was fully overwhelmed by an excess of love and transfixed in feelings of happiness all over his body. Being absorbed in an ocean of ecstasy, he did not see him any longer. So he had this opportunity where he saw Bhagwan. He saw Bhagwan, but then instead of keeping his mind focused on Bhagwan, he became overwhelmed with the emotions, how it made him feel, the physical reaction and response that seeing God gave him, instead of focusing on that Supreme Personality. And that's a very hard concept to understand, to see something but not try to be too happy by it, be too excited about it. I tried to fathom understanding this a little bit more, and it wasn't until this week that I really understood what it means to be happy with what we have, but not be too happy about it. My dog this week developed a syndrome, something called happy tail. And happy tail means that you're so happy and you're so, as a dog, you're so happy and you're so filled with excitement that you don't control your tail. And as your tail swings very fervorously, it'll bust open. So her tail busted open this week because she couldn't control her happiness. Is it wrong to be happy is the question there. No, it's not wrong to be happy. But in that sense, we shouldn't let that emotion overcome us to the point where it deters us from the true thing at hand. She was so happy to see, in that case, it was her grandparents, Serena's parents had come over. So happy to see them, and my sister-in-law, Annie. So happy to see them that she lost control, and it ended up causing her some misery. Right now, she's on a bunch of pain medications, We have to watch our tail, make sure it heals. But it's such a simple example. We don't think of it as just humans with happiness, but with dogs and pets and other creatures that live around us, we have to think about that happiness as well. So too much of a good thing could be bad because we don't want it to let it consume us, to blind us from our actual goal. His goal was to attain God. His goal wasn't to attain happiness. It wasn't to attain ecstasy. So that moment he stopped focusing on God and focused on his emotional feelings and how it made him feel, he lost sight of his goal and his goal disappeared. We ended on these last verses, trying and trying in that lonely place. I heard from the beyond pleasing words of gravity being spoken to me that mitigated my grief. Listen, this is from Bhagwan. This is a voice he heard from the heavens. For as long as you live, you will not get to see me here, because for someone not completely united with all impurities, it's difficult to acquire my vision. If you're not pure, if you're not focusing truly, you can't attain me. Attaining me is the goal. Not the overwhelming happiness that it's going to bring you. That form was only shown once to awaken your desire, O virtuous one. For with the devotee's growing desire for me, all lust will be driven from the heart. So Bhagwan knew exactly what's going to happen. We all know what's going to happen when we try something that we think is going to be amazing for the first time. Of course it's going to be amazing. And you're going to want it again and again and again and again and again. What's a great example of this? Mahendra's vegetarian cheesecake. A lot of you are going to be so mad at me at the end of this sermon because I'm going to talk about food a lot. You get a bite of that cheesecake for the first time in your life. If you've never had it, it's absolutely amazing. But then rather than letting that be a goal, something you can attain, sometimes we let our minds go crazy for it. We continue to ask Mahendra, make me another cheesecake, make me another cheesecake. Oh, we should make cheesecakes all the time. And in that sense, we lose our minds towards everything else that's good around us because we focus on that really amazing cheesecake. But Mahendra introduced it to us so he could let us know, one, that he can bake, but two, what good food is. That's what Mahendra does. He creates good food to share with other people. That's one of his love languages. I said it, I don't take it back. He's a great cook, and that's how he expresses and shares his emotions. So in this case, what Bhagwan is saying is, I'm showing you myself to you. That way you know what you're going to achieve. I'm giving you a little bit of taste, a little taste of this, because I want you to be able to attain it yourself. And not be so dependent on the fact that I'm going to be there every single time. That form was shown once to awaken your desire, to eliminate lust so you can attain me. By just a few days of having been of service to the Absolute, you have attained a steady intelligence unto me. And you're forsaking this imperfect material world, you head for and are a part of my associates. I've given you a goal. I've given you an image of me. Now devote your life to attaining me, because you know exactly what that goal is. You know what it's going to do to your body, to your soul. But void everything else and attain me, is what he's saying. The intelligence focused on me will not fail, whether the living being evolves or fades away. By my mercy, there will be remembrance every time. Thus, having spoken that astounding and wonderful sound of the unseen Lord in the sky, stopped. Grateful for his grace, Narad said. I then bowed my head in obedience to him, so great and so glorious, free from perplexity, exercising the holy name of the Unlimited One and constantly remembering his mysteries and beneficial activities. I traveled the earth, was liberated from desire with a happy mind, and awaited my time without any pride, without any envy, because I saw God. I knew that God existed. I knew what I needed to attain. Free from being attached, thus being absorbed in Bhagwan Shri Krishna O Vyasadeva. In due course of time, death came for me as natural as lightning being accompanied by a flash of light. Having been awarded with a transcendental body befitting an associate of the Lord, I, upon seeing that my acquired karma had ended, quitted the body that is composed of the 5 material elements. At the end of the world period, having laid himself down in the waters of devastation, the Lord took me with the Creator and all in with his breath. 1,000 ages later, when the Creator was expired again, I reappeared together with rishis like Marichi, faithful to the vow of yoga, traveling both within the 3 worlds and in beyond. I, because of the mercy of Mahavishnu, am free to roam wherever and whenever I want. I move around constantly singing the message of the Lord while I vibrate his transcendentally charged Veena in the Godhead that has been given to me. Singing thus soon as if called for, the sight appears within my mind of the Lord of the Lotus Feet, whose actions one gladly hears about. Summing all of that up, devotees, he focused so much on Bhagwan that when he lost his physical form, God granted him with the grace and the blessing to appear on this earth whenever and wherever, because they knew that Narad Muni was so devoted that all he would do on this earth is share the glories, the wisdoms, the knowledge, the intelligence of Bhagwan Vishnu. he would lead this world to a better place. I arrived at the insight that for those who are full of worries and their continuous desire for the objects of the senses, there is a boat to cross over the ocean of material existence. The repeated singing of the glories of the Lord is what I'm telling you. That is what you need to know. Time and again, with the discipline of yoga and self-restraint, curbing lust and desire will certainly not be satisfying for the soul as the devotional service to the personality of Godhead. Upon your request, I describe to you, who are free from sin, everything about the mysteries of my birth and activities, so as to serve the satisfaction of both your soul and mine. I want to let you know about what I went through. These were my trials, these were my tribulations, and this is my advice to you. If somebody comes to you with a problem, devotees, and this is really important because this is what I want you to understand between this conversation between Narad Muni and Vyasadeva. It's not up to you to give them metaphysical anecdotes or let them approach a problem on their own. It's not up for you to solve it necessarily, but provide them at least with the advice to let them know where they need to go. Don't tell somebody you've dug yourself into a hole, now dig yourself out. That's not how it works. That's not how true advice, true wisdom works. If somebody is in a predicament, you help provide the knowledge so that they can acquire the wisdom to resolve the situation themselves. He says here, I have told you about my birth and activities to serve the satisfaction of your soul and to serve the satisfaction of mine. So we both know exactly what needs to be done in this world to attain Bhagwan fully, wholly, and perfectly. Sutta Goswami is now saying to the rishis, because remember, Sutta Goswami is the one telling this story to the rishis. After thus having addressed the powerful sage, Narad Muni took leave of the son of Satyavati and, vibrating his enchanting veena, left for wherever he wanted. All glory and success to the sage of gods who takes pleasure in singing the glories of him with the Sangha, his bow in his hands, and thus, with the help of his instrument, enlivens the distressed universe. Narad Muni appears in so many different scriptural texts that we see. We even see him in the Sri Ramcharitamanas. You hear him in the Mahabharata war. About the wisdom that he shared, the information that he shared, the intelligence that he shared. And a lot of it was with great souls, great beings, Bhagwan himself. All of this is to tell us that when we're in need, the intelligence that we need is right here. We don't need to search for Narad Muni. He's already given us the information. Attaining God is going to be about devoting our life to it. Our passions, our desires have to be eliminated. Our lust and desires have to be removed from our lives. To attain a goal, you have to focus on the goal. If you want to get a taste of it, fine, get a taste of it. Cheesecake example. If you love that cheesecake, he gives you a piece of cheesecake, that's great. But rather than asking Mahendra to make it for you every single time, get the recipe. Learn to attain that desire on your own. Put your faith into it. Put your will into it. My dad will always tell me that nothing is ever achieved if you give it less than 100%. Same thing with devotion. Same thing with prayers. 100% towards Bhagwan will get you moksha, salvation, understanding, and that pure, perfect version of that spiritual Godhead that we worship every single day. Prem se Bolo Krishna Chandra Bhagwan ki Jai. At this time, devotees, I ask that you go ahead and join together with me as you go ahead and clasp your hands and close your eyes. With your hands clasped and your eyes closed, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, relax your spine, your shoulders, relax your neck, your forehead, relax your entire body. I want you to take some time now, devotees, to focus on a form of Bhagwan that's most pleasing to you, one that helps you focus, and join together with me as we offer these closing prayers. Om Sarvesham Swastim Bhavatu Sarvesham Shanti Bhavatu Sarvesham Pururam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu Om Sarve Sukhino Bhavantu Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschita Dukhabhag Bhavet Om Mantrahinam Kriyahinam Bhaktahinam Janardanam Etya Pujatam Maya Niva Paripurnam Dharastu Me Papoham Papu Karmaham Papu Atma Papu Sambhava Trahimam Pundarikaksham Sarva Papu Haru Hari Om Tvameva Matascha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्युमामृतं यमय हरि ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुर् साक्षात् परं ब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः ओम शान्तिरन्तरिक्षं शान्तिर्पृथिवी शान्तिर् आपा शान्तिर् औषधे शान्तिर्वनस्पति शान्तिर्विश्वदेव शान्तिर्ब्रह्मा शान्तिर् सर्वं शान्तिर्शान्तिरेव शान्ति सामा शान्तिरेधि हरि ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम तत्सत प्रेम से बोलो गणेश भगवान की जय प्रेम से बोलो सरस्वती माता की जय प्रेम से बोलो आदि शक्ति दुर्गा माता की जय प्रेम से बोलो विष्णु भगवान की जय प्रेम से बोलो शिव शंकर भगवान की जय प्रेम से बोलो शिव शक्ति मंदिर की जय प्रेम से बोलो सनातन धर्म की जय Devotees, with this, we've come to the end of our Sunday morning satsang, and I'd like to thank each and every one of you for being here with us, either live as we celebrate, and I should say celebrate as we pray here during virtual Sunday morning service on YouTube, or if you're watching in the future as well. Just a few quick announcements. As I mentioned yesterday, which was February 5th, marked the period of Saraswati Jayanti, also known as Basant Panchami and planting of Holika. I did plant a little plant at home. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that my wife and I can keep it survive. We have it indoors where it's nice and moderate temperature. We are watering it appropriately. I promise you we will take very good care of this plant. We've taken good care of a lot of our plants already. We've learned a lot ever since we became homeowners, especially when it comes to plants, with the exception of my strawberries, which for some reason I just can't get to grow properly. So I'll learn that along the way. But yesterday was that. It was Basant Panchami, planting of Olga, as well as Saraswati Jayanti. The only other event we have coming up this month is on Monday, February 28th. That will be our Mahashivratri Puja. Again, that is Monday, February 28th, and devotees for your reference, we still do not know where and when we will, or when and what time, rephrase all that, where and what time we will be performing that puja. It just depends on how everything goes. We may have it in person, we may be doing it virtually. As we get a week closer to that date, I will make sure to keep you all updated, and we'll have an email sent out to every single one of you. For those of you who want to know more about these dates and other dates in the future, we do have calendars that are available and ready for you to pick up. If you have not yet done so, they are located at the Mandir in a secured bin outside under the breezeway. So if you want a Mandir calendar for 2022, or such to say a calendar for 2022, you are more than welcome to stop by the Mandir and check that out. My ask is that when you go there to get a calendar, you acquire a calendar, then you properly seal that container with the calendars in it, leave it under the breezeway, so that way none of the elements affect the calendars and mess up the bulk and the amount that we have currently. Other announcements that I want to make, and I made this earlier in the middle of service. I got news reports, and a few of you had texted me about this, but Lata Mangeshkar did pass away. I don't know the full details of it. I know they're still doing a few more things and releasing everything, and I haven't had a chance to read a lot of the news articles. But every time I would hear somebody sing, I would hear the reference of Lata Mangeshkar, and then we would hear her songs. I remember driving long distances with my family and my dad playing her music in the car, and the influence she had on so many folks who are in our temple and so many folks in the West Indian community. So she will be sorely missed. We hope that her soul rests in peace. We hope that she has a very smooth, tranquil transition over into the metaphysical world, and we wish her soul all the best. Other announcements that we have, and I would like to move on to something that our president sent to us, and let me make sure I do this right. We have one update for our president. Let me share it, make sure I'm doing it right, see if it'll play. Let me turn my volume up here.
Sita Ram, everybody. I hope you and your family are all doing well. This morning, I would like to wish our son and our Pandit a happy birthday. A young kid born to Guyanese parents in Germany has grown up to be a wonderful young man and soon to be a young father. So on behalf of all of us, happy birthday, son.
So I want to thank my father for that wonderful announcement, as he just claimed, and there's only one birthday that we had this week. That was mine. I did celebrate my birthday on Tuesday. Serena and I had a very wonderful day with Bella as well. So to my dad, thank you for that announcement. Thank you for all of you who send out birthday wishes. As a nice little birthday surprise to all of you, I do want to let you all know that Serena and I do know what kind of gender the baby is going to be. So come May time, we will have another little girl in this household. A little baby girl is what Serena and I are expecting. So we're extremely happy. I always told Serena that I would love for our first child to be a girl, because the second one, when we have the second one, is always going to be a little more energetic, a little more feisty, from what I understand. So I'd rather have a feisty boy second and a really responsible older girl first. So I'm glad we're having a baby girl, and I wanted to share that all with you and let you know the good news. And as we have more updates on the baby, I will make sure to let you know. But right now, Serena is doing well. She's very happy, very safe, as is the baby as well. To those of you who are chatting in chat with us, to Geeta, J. Sita Ram, thank you for the birthday wishes. To Auntie Zandra, J. Sita Ram, and to Indira Didi, J. Sita Ram to you as well. To all of you who are watching, J. Sita Ram, thank you for your continued support as we continue to do our virtual services. I know it's been a very long 2 years, and I know that we're all itching to get back together. I'm hoping that time comes soon. I do know that the COVID numbers are starting to go down. We hit our peak already about a week ago. A week and a half ago, actually. Now the numbers are starting to go down. We're normalizing it, and we're not predicting another wave until probably June or July, which is good. We're kind of hoping things even out, that there's no new terrible variants that come out and about, and that we can lower the numbers so we can all get together sooner rather than later. But hope to see you all soon. Again, thank you all for the love and support as we continue to do these Sunday morning services. Thank you for all of you who are chatting in chat, those of you who are sending in things for other people to listen to. Very beautiful bhajans, words of wisdom, words of devotion, words of service. But I hope you all have a happy, wonderful, healthy, and safe week. It's supposed to be gorgeous here in Georgia. I hope it's gorgeous wherever you live as well. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll see you all next Sunday for our regular Sunday morning satsang. Jai Sita Ram, everyone.